Welcome back to Pastor's Morning Walk. It is a gloomy fall morning here in North Carolina, but the Lord is good. His mercies are still new every morning, and I trust He has good things in store for us in chapel and in school today. I intend to preach on Ecclesiastes. I believe I've mentioned before that we're in a short series at the end of Ecclesiastes, here at the end of our fall semester. And the theme this morning is that childhood and youth are vanity, from the last verse of Ecclesiastes 11. The young men will be told to put away sorrow from their heart and evil from their flesh. And these things go together with the warning that childhood and youth are vanity, because they speak plainly of the particular temptations of the young. They are tempted to be filled with distracting cares and passions. It is a common thing among young men that they would be carried away in zeal, in passion, in sorrow, in anger, that are not fruitful and edifying works of sober affection, but are distracting and vain passions. The righteous man has learned the difference between these two and soberly controls his emotions. But children are like little puppies. They can barely control themselves. There's a tendency to rage for light and vain reasons, little quarrels that break out, so that there's a continual replaying of Cain and Abel in the home, at least in words and heart. There is an excess of joy, if we can call it that, in extreme and excessive delight in various things, so that sometimes children have to be forced to calm down, even from joy, but certainly from sorrows as well. It's easy for a child to burst into tears for no good reason. And these are all things that are weaknesses of childhood and ought not be encouraged. Indeed, as a child gets older especially, they ought to be disciplined out of them. It's not good. They will prevent you from manly responsibility and sobriety. And it's the same then with the evil from their flesh. The delights of the flesh are a great temptation to the young. Their eyes flit easily to shiny and delightful and pleasant things. But they forget, as the previous verse says, that for all these things they'll be brought into judgment. So I will exhort the boys to be sober, to watch, to be faithful soldiers, to consider their own ways, consider their entertainments, their reading, what their eyes look at, what their heart thinks upon. Consider their emotions and whether they are edifying. And learn as Paul did, as he explains as an analogy in 1 Corinthians 13, that when he was a child, he thought like a child. But now that he's a man, he has put away childish things. This is a good warning even for the older, because when you are older, it is especially shameful to be childish. When you see an adult who is living like a child, who makes faces like a child, who laughs like a child, who is invested in childish entertainments and games, there's something quite corrupted, even perverted about it. So many in our age need to be told to grow up. There is a worship of perpetual childhood in our age. And I want these boys never to be guilty of that. We can be patient with them in their immaturity, and not all of their weakness is sinful weakness. God knows their frame, and so do we. But the point is, we do not want them to make an excuse because of their frame for the sins that easily beset children and young men, but rather, as best and quickly as they can, to grow up in all sobriety and godliness. Pray the Lord will do this in these children, and pray the Lord will do it in yourself as well. May the Lord bless you today.